So, my topic this morning is dreaming the dream of ultimate reality. Ultimate reality. What do we mean by that? Well, in our teaching, and this thing that we call the science of mind, the ultimate reality is what we call truth. Spiritual truth. And that's the truth about what we call God, the infinite creator. And we believe that we are connected with that source, part of it energetically. And what's true for it, God, is also true for us. It's the ultimate reality for us. That means that we're eternal beings. We have a limited lifespan here on earth, but we believe that who we are as spirit continues to live afterwards. So that's the ultimate truth of us. The ultimate truth of us is that we are unlimited. We have unlimited potential, just like God does. We have been given the gift of free will, which means we have ultimate choice. And we believe that all the gifts have already been given, but they haven't all been accepted. They've already been given, and it's our job to wake up to that truth. A Course in Miracles teaches much the same thing. They use different terminology. The terminology it uses is only what is eternal is real. If it's not eternal, it's not real. Because it's much like the song, much like the guided meditation. It's a dream you're dreaming. It's a temporary reality. You know how real a dream feels when you're dreaming it? Very real. But you wake up and it's over. And it wasn't really real. How real is it when you go into a movie and you just have to suspend reality? You're sucked right into that movie. You are there experiencing it. Well, you walk out and that wasn't even real. Our lifetimes are really much the same way in this ultimate truth reality. Now, they're very real for us when we're experiencing it, and we came here to do that. We wanted to do that. It was a gift to do that, to experience ourselves as finite, to learn lessons, to become wiser through experience, but also to wake up to this truth, to wake up to the truth of who you are as an eternal spiritual being, living a life of ultimate reality. And we do that by, first of all, knowing it, waking up to it, and knowing that you're connected with it, and the very same power that is God's power is yours. Many of us were raised, as I was, with the idea, and religions did it to us for eons, that we were poor, miserable sinners and would be lucky not to go to hell because we're all sinners. It's a really big conversion to wake up from that to the fact that no, God is in me and I can use this power as well. Ernest Holmes, our founders, used to say that there is a power in the universe that is greater than you are, and you can use it because you're part of it. So that's what we wake up to. And what we learn is that everything that we experience with our consciousness, through our consciousness that has attracted everything we've experienced. Now, when we first learned that, I know my reaction, this is going back many years, but you mean I created this mess? I created all the pain I've had in my life? I would never have wanted to create that. Why would you say such a thing? Well, it doesn't mean that you wanted it. You wanted to experience, well, on some level you probably did want to experience it for the wisdom that you gained, but you attract it through your consciousness. Well, what the heck is your consciousness? I didn't even know what that word meant when I first heard it. Your consciousness is the sum total of everything you think, believe, feel, and expect. Now, if you're raised that you're a miserable sinner and you sin all the time, and my religion, if you didn't get to confession on Saturday, if you died, you were going to hell. If you committed any sins at all, and it was inevitable. You had to commit. There were venial sins, mortal sins, I won't go. But at any rate, there were sins of omission, there were sins of commission. You name them, there were sins. So you just couldn't get through a day without doing some of that. So how could you possibly? not be punished. And so if that's your belief system, you will attract punishment as well. So it was very hard for me to say, well, why did I do this to myself? Because I had created a pretty painful experience in my life. But we learned through this teaching, don't even go there, don't even go there. Just go to the ultimate truth and know the truth about yourself now. You want to start right here, right now, attracting through consciousness. So if you don't like what's in your life, you're the only one who can change it, and you change it by changing your consciousness. Well, how do you do that? Well, the first thing you do is you change your mind. Have you ever changed your mind? It really was not hard for me to drop the idea that I was a sinner. And in fact, I had already dropped that idea. I had become agnostic when I found this teaching. I didn't believe that malarkey anymore, but I didn't believe in anything. I had no source of inspiration, no source of power, no source that I could connect to. And that's how we change our consciousness. We first of all change our mind about what we believe. And a lot of people say, well, it's hard to change my beliefs. Well, it's as hard as changing your mind. And I find it pretty easy to change my mind to believe in something better, to believe in something more empowering, more positive, more open-ended, that you can be, do, and have anything that you can attract by right of your consciousness. And how does that work? Well, it works through the law of attraction. You attract what corresponds to, what matches your consciousness. And so you learn to change it and learn to change your expectations and go from limited thinking to unlimited thinking in almost every area, one at a time. And this is not an easy earth school. I mean, there are bumps along the way, and it's so easy to make our experience the truth of our life. Well, I can't believe that because, what I've been through, what I've experienced. I've been victimized, I've been traumatized, I've had all kinds of terrible things happen to me. How can I believe that I deserve and expect more? Only you can do it. Nobody can do it for you. You are the only thinker in your mind. You are the only believer in your mind. So it's up to you to decide. And then that law of attraction often works like synchronicity. Are you familiar with the word synchronicity? Carl Jung, I believe, is the first one who really used that. It just means things just sort of come together and happen. And you just they're just attracted at the right time in the right place, the right people. And you go, wow, isn't that cool? Look how that happened. All I did is say I wanted this, I wanted to experience that, and all of these things have come together and it's happening. I'm sure that happened for Spirit Band. They were probably saying, gee, we'd like to play together again. We'd like to sing our music. And wow, all of a sudden we were meeting here and we were delighted to have them. So things just come together for you. And it's not magic. And it's not a miracle, although it can seem like a miracle. It is the natural outpicturing of the law of attraction and what we call the law of mind. So this is very exciting stuff. You can experience instant changes in healing and health. Not always. Sometimes they're slower, and sometimes you get frustrated with yourself. And in that process, you need to have a lot of self-compassion, because, the worst we can do is beat ourselves up and make ourselves wrong. Why isn't it happening right, fast enough, easy enough, quick enough, and everything we want right now, right? And that's actually the way we do prayer, that we know the truth of it is right now. And then we're patient, because we don't know how long it will take for all the things to come together, for the ultimate healing or change and prosperity or change in relationship. I hadn't seen a healthy relationship when I wanted a good one. I didn't grow up with any. I wanted an egalitarian relationship. I wanted to be an equal. I never saw that growing up. My parents didn't have it. No relative that I saw ever had it. The woman was always very subjective to the man. and obedient. And I wanted to make some choices in my life. And I didn't have any friends who had that kind of relationship. I had never seen one. So I often say I had to kiss a lot of frogs to find the one that turned into a prince. And you might say that was fun along the way, but it was also painful. So, but you know, the fact that I wanted that is the reason I got that. I wanted it, I declared that's what I wanted, it's all I would be satisfied with. And that was, it took 6 years. But that's an outpicturing of consciousness. Do you see, if I had never said that, if I had just said, oh, this is the way it is, and you know, you have to obey, it would never have happened. So it starts with your desire, and your desires are good. They're not bad. They are good. As a matter of fact, I don't think it's the derivation of the word at all, but I liked it when I first saw it. Desire, if you think of de, D-E, is like of or from, sire, from the Father. So your desires are good. They're the first start. That's how you get to be a creative being. You have a desire. Bob is going to talk about it more. And I said I wouldn't take this from you, but I've got to tell you a little bit, just... a personal story. This is a creative process. When you have a desire and you see the end and you want it and you don't know how it's going to happen, when it's going to happen, you know the what. And it's a creative process, but I didn't think of it as a creative process, and I did not think of myself as creative. I was diligent and hardworking, and I thought I was smart, but I didn't think I was creative because, you know, I'm not a musician, I'm not a singer, I'm not a poet, I'm not none of those things, I'm not an artist. And we were given an assignment in one of our classes to do something creative and bring it back to class. And they said, create anything new that you haven't done before. So if you've never baked a cake, bake a cake and bring it. That's creative. Well, see, I did things like that all the time. I didn't think of that as creative, to cook or bake. But I decided I was going to write a poem. Now, I hadn't written any poems, I don't think, since high school. But that's what I said, because that would be cool. I wanted to do that. And I went on a trip to a family reunion between classes. And I'm sure just because I said I want to write a poem, the first day that I woke up with a poem coming. It's almost like you're having a baby. It's coming. You're ready or not. The poem is coming. You know, so I had to get up and write it down really fast. And it was a great poem about family and the meaning of family and stuff. And so I got to go back to my class and present it, and I was so proud of myself. I had done something creative. But it wouldn't have happened if I hadn't said I want to do this. Do you see what I mean? Mm-hmm. Bob's very creative. He's going to talk more about stories about that. But where did it come from? It didn't come from my conscious mind. I did not sit and say, I want to write a poem about family reunions or family. It came from my connection with the one mind. And that's how people write songs. I've also written a song since then, a couple of them, and I'm not even a songwriter. But I can't wait to give the band my song around Easter time. Because I had a choir in California that did it with three-piece harmony. It was a great song, if I do say so myself. And I got that at a meditation retreat. I was just sitting on the dock, it was Easter, I was trying to think about an Easter message, and I got a song. I mean, I received it. And again, had to hurry up and write it down. And I was sure the melody was an old spiritual melody. I can't tell you how much time I went singing this melody into a recorder, asking somebody, what is this song? Is it this song? Is it that song? No, nobody had ever heard it before. So I got an original melody with the original words. I didn't do that with my conscious mind. That's a connection with spirit. I got that from spirit. And so, but we get everything from spirit. Do you see what I mean? Mm-hmm. And it's all already been given. But your desire and deciding what you want to experience is like opening up that channel to receive. But it's all been given. All the prosperity, all the loving relationships, all the great jobs, they've all been given. But it's up for you to decide what you want to express, be, do, or have this time around on the planet. And whatever you decide, the Spirit says, right you are, my beloved. What do you want? What do you want to experience? What do you want to create? What do you want to have in your life? Now, I'm not saying that everything goes exactly the way your conscious mind would choose to have it in this life, but a whole lot more happens than if you don't do that. I can assure you of that. As a matter of fact, it can't happen if you don't choose it, if you don't desire it, and if you don't say, I want to do that. And the biggest thing you can do is, I don't know how. Do that. I don't know how. It's not my job to know how. That's God's job to know how. I have to know what. And then you just kind of watch and wonder, wow, look at that. Look at that. This law of attraction happened. That law of attraction happened. I mean, this was attracted to me. That person, that circumstance, that opportunity. Bob and I do this all the time with our morning conversations. Wow, look at that. Look what just showed up in our lives. It's fabulous. It's fabulous. And we didn't do anything except make the decision. So that's very powerful. And that's your ultimate truth. Your ultimate truth is that you are spirit. Now there are 7 attributes of God that Troward elucidated. I'm looking for a paper that I wrote down at breakfast with the Arretts, Bill and Elizabeth Arrett, who are retired ministers and great metaphysicians. Thomas Troward. Who knows who Thomas Troward is? Does anybody know? Yeah, our Science of Mind people know. It was one of the foundations of the Science of Mind. He was a British retired judge, actually. He'd spent his career in India. And so he brought metaphysics back from India and was a great early teacher. And he said that there are 7 attributes of God. And they are life, love, light, which is also wisdom, power, peace, beauty, and joy. And he says they go in that order. That first you start with this thing called life, and that's the life of God. And then love, because God is love. And light, which is wisdom, because God is light and wisdom. And power. We know God is omnipotent. And peace. And beauty, the beauty of all life. And joy. And they go in that order because if you think about it, the others come sequentially when you have the one in front of it. Those are also the attributes that you can experience. And you experience it not by saying, God, I want some peace. Give me some peace, God. You have to commune with Spirit to experience the peace of God. See, you have to commune with Spirit to know the power of God. So it's not something that's given to you, it's something you unite with in consciousness. And that's really what meditation is, the way we do it. You just go within and connect, unite with, feel it, be that for that period of time. It's a gift you give yourself to get to be in that place. But you can't demand that it be given to you. You have to connect with it. And that's how you experience greater and greater life. That's how you experience greater and greater ultimate reality. I'm going to close with actually a treatment that Ernest Holmes did, but I think I'm going to do it at the end because I want Bob to continue on this theme. And do you want to play music between our talks? No. So Spirit, are you willing to rock the house again?
Spirit is always
willing.